Let's
Oh,
now move into our final topic, some Mandalorian Season 3 rumors that are, I will
murder.
say, rumors because they aren't from official sources, but specifically one of these sources has nailed a lot of things. Shout out to Jason Ward from MakeItStarWars.net. He accurately reported on the Vespas in the Book of Boba Fett last year, the Naboo starfighter that Din flies. He got Reva's name right, the new third sister. He talked about a lot of the Kenobi leaks we've talked about. He got the trailer date right. He knows his stuff. Leia, Qui-Gon.
Mm.
So let's talk about this. And Alex, before the stream, said keep it vague. So let's start with the first article. I think the first one. I'm curious to see what you think about this. So
Is
Alex,
it the
somehow
Mando? Oh, that's not what I thought.
somehow IG-11 has returned, and he's
No,
going to be
not the
Grogu's
rise of,
armor.
not the rise of Skywalker explanation.
What?
Not the rise of Skywalker explanation. Somehow, IG-11 has returned.
Uh, Jason says, what does the droid have to do with Grogu's armor, you may ask? The IG droid acts as a mech for baby Grogu. That's right. Grogu literally sits
What?
inside the chest of a modified IG-11 who has been reinforced with Beskar and has turned into the Foundling
Okay,
suit of Mandalorian
wait,
armor.
wait. Didn't he get blown up?
Okay, we'll get into that. IG-11 is controlled by Grogu. However, he also acts as Grogu's Jarvis. IG gives him data on probabilities of success and protects the child when need be. And Grogu kicks some serious ass in the series. Once this upgrade is put into play, he literally beats the shit out of some stormtroopers. How is this possible? We
What?
can only theorize at this moment how IG-11 is back after exploding at the end of Season 1 of The Mandalorian. I suspect the Jawas we see scrambling after the fight just before Moff Gideon emerges with the Darksaber are probably somehow responsible for his salvageability. Or we could speculate that this is a new IG droid entirely, but the crew members are calling it Grogu's mech IG-11. So make of that what you will.
Jesus.
Alex, what do you think about that?
That sounds, I heard it in my trailer, and I honestly thought, kind of dog shit.
You don't
Jesus
like it?
Christ. No. His death was a sacrifice.
No. So
Why bring that bitch back? I'm sorry. Love Taika Waititi. I'm a big Taika stan. But god damn it. Why are we bringing him back?
I don't mind it. It feels very Jon Favreau and the idea. What do you think just of the idea in general?
Not a fan.
Why not?
Why does Grogu need a fucking mech?
It sounds awesome, bro. Imagine just little Grogu.
No! I want Grogu doing flips like he's Yoda. Like, I want that.
You want the Book of Boba Fett Grogu just going crazy.
Yes, or hell, give me the Grogu when he's in that cell in season 2 of Mando, where he's just throwing people around, laughing his ass off.
Well, imagine if he's just in a mech, just controlling it, and he just gets to do the same thing.
I would rather prefer not to think about that.
I think it sounds interesting. I'm interested to see how it looks. Because Grogu is pretty big, and IGs are like skinny. So like, I mean, Grogu's not big, but like Grogu seems a little bit wider than a.
Did you just like body shame him?
No, I didn't. Alex,
Drew,
what is wrong with you today, man?
Why are you body shaming Baby Yoda?
I'm not, but I'm just saying like IGs are skinny, and I know Grogu's small, but like
you just called Grogu fat again. How could you? Drew does not believe in all bodies are perfect. Obviously,
this guy wants to get us canceled, I think.
I'm being too controversial, I know.
But yeah, I'm really curious to see how it looks. But an IG unit reinforced with Beskar is terrifying.
I know. Literally, those bitches are killers. They're cold-blooded killers who work for the Empire, kind of cold.
Literally, I mean, IG 88. But yeah, I'm really curious about that. It's kind of weird, but like that rumor, how do you feel? Do you think that is true though?
No.
You don't think that rumor's or do you not want it to be real?
Both. I don't think it's true, and I don't want it to be real.
I think it is very real. It seems like so outlandish to make up. So I feel that is very real.
Sir, we have heard some pretty
Right,
outlandish
right.
rumors.
But it's coming from a really good source, so I trust it.
He got one thing right.
That's not true.
He got two things right.
That's not true.
He got three things right.
Okay, whatever.
Whoopie whoopie whoop.
Next, I want to talk a little bit about the Praetorian Guards? Question mark. The Praetorian
Dude,
Guards from the Last Jedi. What? What?
already
Sequel trilogy?
Snoke coming?
Sequel trilogy connections?
No, sequels aren't canon, Drew.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Okay. So there was some filming last week. Din Djarin fights with Red Troopers and Praetorian Guards. Information I heard pertained to some filming for the third season of The Mandalorian. A source told me Praetorian Guards are in it with their weapons, just like in The Last Jedi. They also mentioned that Red Stormtroopers costumes with Mando-style helmets were with the Praetorian Guards on a ship set. I believe this was related to the cloning story arc and maybe even Snoke himself. This is the photo that was taken. Those helmets look really cool. Alex, what do you think about Praetorian Guards and Mando 3, and what do you think it means?
We are going. This is a sequel trilogy, and we are going to see the fandom die before our eyes again. I think I'm gonna have to become Batman when this starts to happen. You know, start being vengeance because
fear is a tool.
Because this is almost certainly gonna cause uproar.
I live in the shadows, but I am the shadow.
I'm excited. I think those helmets look badass.
Oh, they look great. They look great.
Early Praetorian Guard helmets, cool. It would be a little weird if they downgraded a lot. I'm gonna assume those are Beskar helmets.
Now, no. Those helmets right there are the Red Stormtrooper helmets. He says those are Red Stormtrooper helmets. Praetorians
like
are
troopers.
No, they're just Red Stormtroopers. That's what his information is. But now I think some of this stuff might be crosswired, meaning that I don't think it's all put together.
Yeah,
I think
that doesn't make sense. Not gonna lie.
I think that they're Imperial super commandos that are left over on Mandalore, and they just have similar looking.
I can see that because that kind of looks like what it did in Rebels.
Because he goes on to say in another article that we'll touch on that the Praetorians have a secret base on Mandalore. But why would the Empire be there at that point if it bombed the planet? What would its purpose be? And why would they be doing the cloning on Mandalore? Yeah, I guess so, but do you think Thrawn's on Mandalore then?
Yes. I have been saying this
you still think that though?
Yes. Because why who else would be on Mandalore for them to fight?
I think just the remnant of the Imperial Super Commandos, I guess. Somehow Saxon returned. No. I don't know.
No, because I was gonna say, because if you're gonna say that, then you also have to know they worked for Thrawn. Like they worked essentially directly for him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look something real fast. Something that will pertain to this. Is this a good? I'm trying to get like a good picture of this. Give me 1 second. Dang it! You know, you would think I would learn by now that you zoom in, and.
But I very much think that they are. I don't think they're now. Maybe they could go with a storyline. I think would be interesting is that the Praetorian Guards are Mandalorians.
Maybe. I'm trying to see right now something, but I can't get a good clear image of it right now. I'm gonna have to go see if StarWars.com has.
What are you trying to look for?
I'm trying to look for a galaxy map.
Okay. But what? Okay, so if Praetorians are in it, do you think it pertains to Grogu and Snoke? Right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Now let me also ask: do you think it's Thrawn who's spearheading this project?
Yeah, I would see Palpatine trusting Thrawn for this project.
Yeah, what's weird to me is that I don't know if Thrawn really cares about the Empire at the point, like, after 10 years.
No, but you'd also have to think that, like, if Thrawn helped him with this, he could help because he would assume Palpatine would take back over with the Final Order, that he would protect the Chiss from being, blown up like Kajimi was,
Right. By the Grisk.
or whatever they're called.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I could see that. Maybe. It just really all depends. Right? But the Praetorians, I think this is crosswired. I don't think they're actually Praetorian Guards. I think it's just Imperial forces that are left. Some Mandalorians that are loyal to the Empire. Um,
Yeah.
that's how I feel. I don't think it's necessarily Snoke. I think it could be for sure.
Yeah. I'm trying to look right now. So, trying to look, where is our favorite crackhead planet Mandalore on this map? There it is. Nope, that's Malastare.
The fuel planet with the
Yeah,
Zillo Beast.
yes. Okay, so Mandalore is pretty far away from the unknown regions.
Right.
Octo, apart from Exegol, Octo is the closest planet to the unknown regions, and Jeddah. Jeddah's pretty close too. Um, Weirdly enough, like all of the sequel planets are closer to the unknown regions. Like everything from like Disney is close to the unknown regions.
That's funny.
Exegol's closed, Octo's closed, Batu's closed, Takodana's closed, Jakku's closed, Jeddah's closed, the Ring of Kefrine is closed, Endor and Kef Bir are closed.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know, because from this point to go to Exegol, it's far. You're gonna have to pass through Ithor and Ord Mantell, but like it's like almost a straight shot from Mandalore to the unknown region. Now, obviously, they'd have to stop for fuel along the way, but yeah, I could see it making total sense because around Mandalore, you have to take in mind there is Dathomir, Yavin, Lothal,
Well, it's also the moons, man. I could also see Thrawn being on one of
Concordia,
the moons.
Concordia.
Concordon.
Yeah. Uh, Again, there's a lot of major planets surrounding Mandalore. Again, the two biggest ones here being Dathomir and Yavin.
Yeah,
So
I just don't think that. So are you trying to say that Thrawn's on one of those two?
no, I think he's on Mandalore. I think he's either on Mandalore or he's on Concordia.
I don't think that because I don't think because then. So are you going to say Thrawn's first appearance will be in season 3 of The Mandalorian?
No, I think I don't know. I think I think we're gonna probably get Moff Gideon back. Almost certainly, someone's gonna break him out, and because my thing is this: who do you make the villain of the season? Season 1 and 2 was Moff Gideon.
Uh, all I'm going to say on that, it's not Gideon.
Almost certainly, because like, how do you bring that man back? Like, obviously, you break him out of prison, but how's he gonna regroup and be like, all right, I'm the bad guy.
I will say, and I also want to get into this discussion, and now it kind of segues good into the next couple of articles. So this comes to us from Bespin Bulletin again, another great source. Again, these are all rumors, so this is not substantiated. Basically in this article, he says we're gonna get the mines of Mandalore.
Makes
It's a
sense.
cave. It's black sand or dirt in front of it.
Makes sense.
Um, Around the same time that they were building this cave, they're on a mountain with snow. In the background, you see Din, the armorer, Paz Vizsla. It's connected to the cave set. So we're gonna get the Mines of Mandalore, and then this leads. I'm gonna try my best to not spoil much in this last article, because by the way, this does pertain spoilers for some of the final episodes. I'm just gonna read the headlines basically. Unification of Mandalore, a purification ceremony, and this one, Mythosaur. And then the Praetorians are in a cave with an Imperial door set. I don't know. I still think they're Imperial Mandalorians that are remnant.
Yeah.
So, what I think happens at the end of the show, and it makes sense, Din Djarin is crowned the rightful ruler of Mandalore. He unites the Mandalorians, and I will say there is kind of a civil war on Mandalore, but and this cave plays a big part of it, and it's everyone, literally everyone. The big battle takes place on a frozen lake with Grogu in his mech, and it's pretty big. So let me ask you this, Alex. The original premise of the show was a Mandalorian and about the unification of Mandalore.
Mm-hmm.
I think the show should end. The Mandalorian, the show, should end after season 3, especially if Din is the rightful ruler and crowned as we think he's going to be. It should end. Not Din Djarin's character, but the
Yeah.
show of the Mandalorian.
But then where do you go from there?
Yeah, he's the king.
But then, like, okay, well, where is this man at during the sequel trilogy? He's not old during this series.
Well, I'm not saying Din's character is done, right? He still can appear in other stuff in the Filoniverse, but his arc, he's arced out. We've established him as this character, and now he's a big player. And then what I really think the next, like the first 3 seasons of The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett are kind of like Phase 1. It sets up your hero. Phase 2, it's going to set up the Jedi of this time, and it's also going to set up your big boy villain, Thrawn. Phase 3, that's when all hell breaks loose. We get the battle. So, do you want, if Din is purified, again, it feels very type of religious thing. He probably goes to the mines of Mandalore, but he's not cast of all of his sins. I think he's just purified as the ruler, and I think with the Mythosaur, he probably tames it.
Yeah.
And that's probably a big thing. Like, Din will be like the first time, and we've seen a lot of rulers of Mandalore. He will be the first one to really unite everything, because he will follow all the legends. He'll be the only one to be able to tame the Mythosaur, because maybe of the magical properties of the Darksaber. That'd be something cool.
Right.
Like the Darksaber is able to like tame the Mythosaur. He'll be able to ride it. Oh my! I'm just picturing that.
Could you imagine in the final fight against Thrawn, you see Din riding in the Mythosaur and Boba on the Rancor, just rushing into battle like a big endgame march.
Oh my god! And Din just has the Darksaber like blocking blaster shots, and
oh my god! I could just imagine the Avengers Assemble thing could be Din yelling like for Mandalore.
Yeah.
And just a big onslaught charge.
Oh my god!
Because the weird thing is like the capital of Mandalore was blown up in the Night of 1,000 Tears. So like, where have the people been at?
I don't know, but I think this cave obviously is going to be massive, and I think it's going to be everyone. Yeah, I think everyone's going to be there, Bo.
And I think when we both mean everyone, we mean everyone.
Like every Mandalorian, Luke. Like Finn Rao. Like I think Finn Rao.
I'm talking Luke, Ahsoka.
Oh, really?
I think they're gonna. How could you not include them?
By the way, Axe Wolves. There was a report today. They literally pictures of him on set. Yeah. So they're doing reshoots right now. So
But do you think, Drew? Do you think the show still lines up for a December release?
I think so.
I think late December.
Well, actually, now that I think of it, so we kind of have a better idea of the schedule at this point now. So if Andor's in August, that will take us to October, probably early November, because it's 12 episodes.
Yeah.
I don't think the Bad Batch is coming out this year. Can I be honest?
I don't either. And I think, Disney's showing us that they don't care if two shows release at the same time. Maybe during Andor, some of the
Maybe.
episodes, maybe like um, maybe have it come out after Kenobi, like 2 weeks after.
I wouldn't mind. Excuse me. If they did this, if they're gonna do 16 episodes, do it over a month, but just drop 4 episodes at a time.
Jesus, they cannot do 16 episodes again. They cannot do. I'm sorry.
Especially with the weekly release, it just doesn't work. Especially for the streaming model. Now, for the television model, it worked. The Clone Wars and Rebels was a different time, but for the streaming model,
but I'm
it doesn't
sorry.
necessarily work.
Like, if Bad Batch is coming out when a live action show, hell, I wouldn't care if it was Miss Marvel. I would not watch it. If it's coming out on its own, I'll watch it. But if it's coming out during the live action show, no chance.
Now,
I'll watch
I want to go back. I want to go back to the Mandalorian thing. Do you think with the mines of Mandalore involved, when Din goes into the mines,
Sorry.
do you think it is for him to become a member of the Watch again, or do you think it's just like
my
the
whole thing?
ceremony?
I'm still confused why he wants to go there. Like, he was shined out, like, or he was shunned out by his people, which also, like, he clearly showed. Like, I think I said this in the episode when he does this. He literally then goes to that droid and says, "I'm a Mandalorian." It's like, okay, so I guess that whole interaction didn't matter because you don't care.
Right. Yeah, it's very odd. It's very odd. And maybe he gets like, why are the armor and Paz Vizsla there? They're not supposed to help him.
It's weird. It's like,
I'm sure it'll be all explained, and it's gonna, dude. Just by reading it, it's gonna be like a mythosaur itself sounds crazy. Purification.
We've never seen one before.
A purification serum, like, and not to go too spoiler here, but like,
we're gonna have to talk after this, and you're gonna have to explain this to me. Some of this.
Do you want it? Do you want it?
I'll take it. I'll probably forget. So, like.
Okay, so basically, this is how.
No, not on here. Not on here. Not on here. Not on here. Keep
Why?
this vague. Keep this vague. I'm talking about some of the stuff that we're not talking about on here, and you know what.
I'll just say this. There's a crazy chant that happens.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's crazy stuff with the mythosaur. That's all I'm going to say.
Sounds like it. Potentially rumored, allegedly.
Mythosaur. I think it's real.
I do too.
Dude, I am so, bro, just by reading those, I was like, one of the reasons I love reading is because you visualize things in your head and you create the picture for yourself. As much as I love movies and stuff, just visualizing this. Alex, just visualize a Mandalorian Civil War in live action.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me how that sounds. Tell me how that sounds right now. It sounds beautiful.
It's beautiful. Sounds like the Clone Wars, but real.
Right. Just with no cities, just a desert.
Yeah, kind of. Like, you got to think that planet at one point was luscious, full of grass. That planet was
to say glass.
That planet was turned to glass twice.
Yeah, probably a lot more than that.
At that point, just blow it up.
I think Boba Fett was onto something. He was like, "You gotta be kidding me, Mandalore."
That planet was turned to glass. Everyone was like, "What do you mean by that?"
Yeah.
And then we're like,
"Bro,
it was literally, like, not metaphorically. It was actually blown up. Like,
right? Yeah. And look at Conquer Dawn, bro. Like, that planet's like that.
Falling apart.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I don't judge.
It's so weird that like Concordia has all of the best warriors, but that planet's in the best shape out of all of them. It's so funny.
Welcome to Star Wars.